Hey y'all, wanted to show you something real fast. If you're newer to crypto, especially if you've been in the game since 2017 and have actively looked at price for several years, this video will not be beneficial to you. Particular to my BEPRO train, and I looked up the pronunciation of it. Even though it's BET protocol, the new name for it, the rebranding is BEPRO. But anyway, so BEPRO, look at what it's doing right now. It broke its all-time high, and which wasn't that long ago. I mean, the other high was actually, maybe it was a little bit. Let's go to the day here. So it was back in 2020 in August. But anyway, so it broke its all-time high. It's not coming back as of now. It's not coming back down to test it. So when there's a high made and then a lot of time dipping down and then it breaks it, a lot of times the prior high is not retested, but a new local high is made. And then once that local high is crushed and passed, price often comes back to check it. So right here, and look what price did. Boom, it checked it. And this is a 4-hour chart, and this is a wick. So it wicked down to get it, and the likelihood of it establishing something here and going up is pretty darn good. So this price action is completely normal. And let me show you real quick on the Bitcoin chart. So anyway, a high here of 1,300 or so back in 2013, and when price was testing it, came down, busted through it, and price did not come back down to test it. It did not come back down to test it. And then what happened is when Bitcoin went up one more run, what did price do? It dropped down to test what? The prior high and the weekly 21. So a lot of trading bots and traders, what they do is it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. They have the math behind trading a lot of times is a good time to find a top, even though trying to hunt tops is stupid. Don't If you trade, don't try to hit tops. Don't try to short tops, sell tops. It's a horrible idea, and you will lose all your money after doing it a few times. But anyway, what a lot of people do when they decide, hey, am I going to take profits or not, is when this next high is calculated so that the weekly 21 is approaching this prior high, and what price likes to do is it likes to come down and tag both the weekly 21 and the prior high, and it did that exactly. Now so does this look like a small dip to you? It kind of does relative, but look, in the moment, it was not. Look at this. This is a 38% correction. That is big. That's a big correction. 38%. You know how people got scared out and saw their money dropping, and they sold right here? Does it look so now in hindsight's 2020 obviously. So just ask yourself, does it look like it would have been a good time to sell right here? Probably not, because it marched straight to 20,000 thereafter. So this type of price action is completely normal. And unless you were able to sell, using candles, when you saw it go up and then this next week started red, selling right here and putting a stop around the top of the body, or a buyback kind of order around here in case it just went straight back up, would have been a good call. And that's sometimes how you can sell, is on weekly candles, trying to determine that. But anyway, but it gets tricky because, like for example, this candle here, it was red, but then it came back and went straight up. But anyway, so it's not foolproof or anything. Trading's not that easy, even though there are a lot of things of trading are easy, but the emotions is the hard part. But anyway, so when you see big dips like this in a bull market, it's oftentimes just testing a prior local high and some important line. some moving average or exponential moving average that is coming up on that prior high. And so how do you define bull market? Well, bull markets are typically defined as that price is both above the weekly 21, which on my chart is the yellow, and a lot of traders use yellow, so you might just want to do that. But anyway, it's, I think, a loose definition or a pretty good definition is price is both above the 21 and has retested it and stayed above. So technically here, it went and it's kind of creeping. So I would call this the bull market. So this is when the bull market started, in my opinion. But perhaps it didn't start until it got past this. So some people might define it off of it's above all-time highs. But I mean, a loose definition would be about here because it tested, and then stayed above. So as you can see, in a bull market, price generally above this yellow line, generally, and it only came down to test it 3 times. Bear market, where is price relative to the yellow line? Below. So the crazy thing about this short squeeze that happened in 2019 it's pretty much the exchanges were just making money off of people shorting here. That's pretty much what happened. This was a good place to short 6,000, or even this high here. It was a great place to try to short at 9,400, and people got a little bit of money there because it did fall down. But this was a short squeeze. So really, to define bear markets or a bull market, you have to go above it and then retest it and stay above it. So really, even though this looked like a bull market, this was the leverage exchanges probably short squeezing people. This is not normal. And in the traditional land where SEC is, dictating things or putting rules, there are rules in the traditional markets. This kind of crap doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. But anyway, and then it didn't stay above it. So this still is not the bull market. So price went above the yellow, came down to test it, and stayed above it. The bull market started right here in July 2020, per my loose definition and how I see things. So we are in a bull market now. So when you are in a bull market and you see price come back down to test this prior high, selling when it's hitting that high, statistically, is not a very good choice, because then you're gonna buy back up here when you sold here. You're gonna lose your position. So in bull markets, so what BEPRO is doing, it retested it, and this next 4-hour this 4-hour candle, when it pops up, I wish it had a timer on it, but I would say it might come down just a little bit to test it one more time, and then in the end it's going to end green, or we might have a few small candles here on the 4-hour, and then it's going to stay green. So that would be my guess of what's going to happen. This is not financial advice. So on the 2-hour chart, you can see this next candle is green, and I'm betting that if I had to make a guess, the next one would be green, and the next one maybe a little. So maybe we'll have a little hesitation here at this high, because this high lines up with all these big candle bodies. So we might have a little hesitation. We might even come back down to test it twice because of this candle, that candle, and that candle, all kind of aligning. We might have a stutter step here, come back down again, and then so forming a base around here is really good. So, and what a base means is you want a lot of trading volume in a certain area, a lot of trading volume, and it doesn't go below, and that is what forms the base to really go up a lot more. And when I was able to call back in October of 2020, when Bitcoin was 20,000 or was 10,000 something, the reason I was able to call, hey, this is going to hit over $24,000 or higher by the end of the year, and the reason I knew with a high level of certainty that was going to happen, if I can find October here, was this. Actually, it was because of the monthly candle, actually. So I knew that if October closed above this, and once it went above right here, I said this is going to pass 24,000, because I knew from a statistical basis what percentage it goes up when it does this kind of stuff, and I posted on Facebook, And the reason I knew is, if I can find October, is because it came down to test the red monthly, so that's the 10 EMA, and then it tested it again and started green and passed these two. So look at this candle body here. Candle body, lines up, and it lines up with all these wicks here. And on the weekly chart, it lines up with a ton of bodies, if we can find October. So right here, right when I went here, I knew that this was going to go skyrocketing, and that's when I posted on Facebook. Because we closed here and went up, and I posted about right here. This is going to $24,000 minimum. I might not have said minimum. It's because look at all these candle bodies. 1, 2, all these candle bodies here it passed. All these look at this candle body, that candle body, that candle body, that candle body, that candle body, and once it passed it, I knew it wasn't going to come back down. And so, you know, there's a lot of things you can read in the charts by candle bodies, which is candlestick trading. But anyway, that's what I'm seeing with BEPRO. You know, having seen crypto price move for quite a bit. That is what I'm thinking. This is not financial advice. I'm just a random guy on the internet, but who has watched Bitcoin for quite some time and has spent a serious amount of time studying price action, and attempting at times and successfully at times making good money from it. But I'm a pretty lousy leverage trader, if I may be honest with you all. It's kind of like economists, you know, can't do what Warren Buffett do. Economists can't make money like Warren Buffett does, and a lot of economists think Warren Buffett's an idiot, even though they reference him accidentally all the time. You know, stocks versus stock value versus the gross domestic product and all that stuff of a country, but which is the Warren Buffett indicator. But anyway, so what Bitcoin's doing right now, as I said in my last video, it's coming down to test this prior high. And if you look at what BEPRO's doing, what did it do? Came back down to test this prior high. Is it testing its breakout of all-time highs, which was like here? No, it's not. It's not doing that. It actually kind of already did that, it looks like. Where was that high? So it was here. It stutter stepped actually at the high and then blew past it. So yeah, it's not testing the all-time high. It blew past it just like Bitcoin did twice when it passed 1,300 and when it passed 20,000. So, you know, the chance of this, you know, statistically in crypto, the chance of it coming all the way back down to 0.00235 is pretty low. It does not happen a lot in crypto. It does happen in traditional markets a lot more, but this is what I'm seeing. So if you want me to use, let me use one more altcoin, and it's an older one. I mean, older than, you know, Ethereum and all that stuff. I just type alt. It is Bitcoin. I like Bitcoin chart because it's pretty, I don't know, it's just a very nice steady chart. So, and you can see how it did it. It's just the same stuff over and over. Just watch. So it made a, you know, it had a good run, and what did it do? It came back down to test its prior high. Now, when it was trying to break all-time highs, it screamed past it, you know, and screamed past it and didn't come back down. So, you know, it's very similar to how Bitcoin did. And so, you know, what is Bitcoin price doing now? It's probably going to test this prior high here, and at the same time, it's going to test the two most important lines of trading: the weekly, the 200 and the 21, and they're crossing at the exact same time. So if somebody likes Bitcoin and they put in orders right here at around 38 cents or 40 cents or so, you're probably going to make off pretty darn well. If you put in some limit buy orders right there. So because the stars are aligning. Prior high to the most important lines crossing at the same time. So you're going to kill three birds with one stone with having price come down here. And trust me, when you have stars aligning, what that means is it's more like gravity or a black hole. It will suck price into it. Like, so it just sucks price into it. And you know, it might take us several more days or even a couple more weeks to do it, but like, it's going to hit this with a high likelihood. I would say 95% chance it's going to hit this. And it might only hit it for 2 seconds. There might only be one buy and sell order that hits it, and what that does is the bots say, hey, it touched it, let's buy it, and then boom, it'll take off. So it might only be super quick. Which is good, and that's the power of limit buy orders, is you can just put the orders in, and once price get there, it automatically buys when you're sleeping. Another Warren Buffett quote, if you're not making money while you sleep, you're going to work till you die. Well, in trading, that's a good way to do it. You put in, hey, Alex, stop. You put in your limit buy orders, and once it hits it and goes up, you're making money while you sleep. So, but anyway, that is what I'm seeing in the market right now. And, for newer folks, it's easy to get scared out of stuff like this. So let's say you sell when it's right here. And then when you look again, it's all the way back up here. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt when you say to yourself, holy cow, now I'm buying at a higher price to get back in. So anyway, it's easy to get scared out when there are big dips like this. And I think I measured out in Bitcoin how big that dip was. It was close to 40%, a 40% dip. And it scared, it scares a lot of people out. So when it makes all-time highs, which it made its all-time high here at the time, past 1,300, it went from here to there, 39% correction. That's deep, guys. It looks small in this chart, but that is deep. That's a deep, deep correction. And so if it were to come back down and test the bodies here of its prior high, that's a 34.5% correction, and that's fairly deep as well. But for crypto, it's not deep. That is not deep for crypto. In traditional markets, people are going to get crazy scared. And so with altcoins, oftentimes the percentage is deeper. Altcoins move harder and faster. So, this is just over 39. But, if you were looking to buy more BEPRO, if this is not financial advice, I'm just reading about the internet, but if somebody was, getting into looking at BEPRO here and wishing they had gotten in earlier, this is probably it. So if you look back in 5 weeks, the chance of you looking back and saying this moment was a great time to buy, the chance of you saying that is extremely high. And so, because this is completely normal for crypto. Now, have coins that took off, skyrocketed and then come fizzle back down? Yes. However, this run is peanuts compared to something like Doge. Dogecoin did, and so Dogecoin probably will fizzle, make some base for like a whole year. That run was stupid, and all the billions of dollars that went into the movement. But here, even the trading volume that says it's in the millions, it's not. The trading volume's a lie. They do that so they can rank higher on CoinMarketCap. When you look at a coin and hit markets, and it tells you which websites or exchanges have it. It's just like CoinMarketCap, where Bitcoin's on top because it has the highest market cap. So they put the exchange with the highest volume on top, and so therefore people see that first, and they want to use that. It gets essentially advertising, and that's why people are buying Cardano and this, because they don't know how to read hundreds or 12 pages of 100 coins each on each page of CoinMarketCap. People just start at the top and say, ooh, Cardano, or ooh, Polkadot, I'm going to buy that, even though it's already gone 30x, because I love to buy tops. And so the exchanges have incentive to fake their volume. So when it says 1 million, I would bet it's you divide by 1,000. This is probably thousands of dollars of trading volume. So to move back up, it's not going to take a lot of money. So that's what I'm seeing in the market. And so selling here after you see a big dip, the likelihood of you saying, oh crap, it's back up to here, what am I supposed to do? And you're going to miss out on all this chunk because you're buying back here. The chance of that happening is pretty high. The chance of this coming, all the way back down to 0.2 or 0.0025, the prior high, it's very unlikely. So, and plus, check this out. There's one more thing. So, when I was researching before I decided to really start buying BEPRO, I looked at how many videos on YouTube had been made, and it was like 3. And most of them, or I think all of them, were for 2019. Maybe besides one. And look what's happened since we got it on the top gainers list. Look, 1 day ago, video. 1 day ago, video. That's 2, 3, 4. 1 day ago. That's me. 5. That's me. 6. 6 videos have popped up. 7 2 days ago. 8 2 days ago. So 8 videos have surfaced. That's more than the videos ever of BEPRO on YouTube in 2 days. So the chance of this really picking up steam, plus the announcements they're going to have next week, they're going to hit the crypto news like CoinDesk and Medium. The chance of this, in hindsight, being an amazing opportunity to buy because of all those things, this momentum that it has, it's pretty high. And if I had to explain, so when you see YouTubers say, hey, what news caused this? No, that's retarded. It's not news. But if I wanted to try to figure out, well, why did so many buyers become sellers here, which is what happened, if you're going to try to explain that, my guess would be that because of those 8 videos that came out around here and here, those newbies who started buying here, they saw it not, and they said, uh-oh, and then they just started market selling. And the people with more money than them see it come down, hit here, and then they're buying, and the chance of this going higher is pretty high. So what this is, it's people watching their YouTubes, the people they subscribe to on YouTube on those 8 channels, they're buying here. It's not going up. Wait, what? Oh no, I'm selling here. And that's what that candle is. And this candle, it's not going up. And so they see their, let's say they put in $100, they see it turn into $80, and then they sell. And that's what's happening. This is the newcomers from those videos, buying at a time when the whole market's tanking. And they just weren't happy that it didn't keep going up immediately because they bought it after how big of a run? How big of a run was this? They bought it after a 200 and let's say 50% run. That's why you need to buy it here and here, guys, or here. And so let's say you buy here and it goes up to where it was. You double your money. That's 100%, 100%. So, my personal opinion, not financial advice, is that if you like BEPRO, this is an A+ time to get her done. So anyway, guys, don't get scared out of your hands, and be safe in crypto, and we'll talk at you later.